We are following breaking news out of Los Angeles, California, where Monica Sementilli is about to learn her fate. There she is walking inside of the courtroom after we have learned that the jury has reached a verdict. They deliberated for 7 hours and 47 minutes over the course of 3 days. Very quickly this morning after arriving, they announced that verdict. So we are still waiting for all of the parties to assemble, and we expect the judge is going to call in this jury.
Yeah, this was a long case. It spanned over 3 months. 43 days of testimony. That included 4 days of closing arguments. The jury is making their way in right now, but let's listen in.
Juror number 10, I understand the jury has reached verdicts. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Are the verdicts dated and signed?
Yes, they are.
Please hand all verdict forms to the bailiff. Thank you. This time, will the clerk please read the verdicts?
In the Superior Court of the State of California, County of Los Angeles, in Department 101, the people of the State of California versus Monica Sementilli, in case number BA 452-97502. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Monica Sementilli, guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony as charged in count 1 of the indictment. We further find the murder to be of the first degree. We further find the allegation that the murder of Fabio Sementilli was intentional and carried out by the defendant, Monica Sementilli, for financial gain within the meaning of Penal Code Section 190.2A1 to be true. We further find the allegation that the defendant, Monica Sementilli, intentionally killed the victim by means of lying in wait within the meaning of Penal Code Section 190.2A15 to be true. Dated April 11th, 2025, juror seat number 10, four-person. In the same case, title, and cause, we, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Monica Sementilli, guilty of the crime of conspiracy to commit murder in violation of Penal Code Section 182A1, a felony as charged in count 2 of the indictment. Dated April 11th, 2025, juror number 10, four-person. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are these your verdicts? So say you one, so say you all.
Yes. Does the defense of the jury poll?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Please poll the jury.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, as I call your seat number, please answer yes or no to the question. Juror in seat number 1, are these your verdicts?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 2?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 3?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 4?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 5?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 6?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 7?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 8?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 9?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 10?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 11?
Yes.
And juror in seat number 12.
Yes.
The jury having been polled, the verdicts are ordered recorded. Both sides waive reading of the verdicts as recorded by the people
Yes.
and the defense.
Yes.
Your service now comes to an end. A couple things I need to tell you. First is my thanks. You made a tremendous sacrifice. We've been together for a long time. You are the backbone of this democracy, and for that, you have my endearing thanks. Next, the admonition I've given you many times is now lifted. You are free to discuss this case with anyone you so choose. You don't have to talk to anybody if you don't want to. This is up to you. The lawyers may want to talk to you. It's up to you whether you want to talk to the lawyers. If there is any misconduct, by the way, anyone approaches you, I want to hear about it. Next, all identifying information about yourselves is ordered sealed. It cannot be unsealed without an order by me, which I cannot do without notice to you. I hope your service before me wasn't too unpleasant, because I'm going to see you again Soon. You're now discharged. The jury assembly will sign out. Thank you so much. Make room for the jury.
Eight years after the death of Fabio Sementilli in 2017, justice. Guilty as charged for his wife, who set the entire thing up.
That convicted killer now faces, she'll spend the rest of her life behind bars because sentencing's at a later date, but that first degree charge up to life, and then the
Without parole.
conspiracy 25 to life. So let's bring in our guest to discuss this. National Trial Attorney Michael Jafer, what is your reaction to this verdict there in the great state of California?
I was shocked, I was stunned, but not surprised the jury got it right. And what I was thinking was, Monica, the most unsubtle defendant in the history of unsubtle defendants, found a way to get herself convicted, even though the Axeman took the stand and testified. He wasn't wearing a jumpsuit when he testified, right? He was in plain clothes testifying, saying, I did this alone. She still found a way to get herself convicted. I mean, her movements were unsubtle. They were nefarious. And the fact that none of us are surprised, the jury got it right, by the way. The fact that none of us were surprised. If I was in law school and the professor said, here's an exam, the person who's charged with a crime, there's an Axeman that everybody agrees committed the murder. Both sides agree committed the murder. This person is going to take the stand and say, and with nothing to gain and everything to lose, that he did it alone and she had nothing to do with it. Do you think she's going to get convicted? I would say, as a student, only if there is like some sort of an audio of her coordinating it. No, there's no audio. There's nothing. There's just circumstantial innuendo on her moves. I would say, I don't know, maybe weeks of testimony. We know the answer now. We needed weeks and weeks and weeks of testimony of everybody around this situation, testifying to her moves, to her movements, to her, to her mannerisms, to what she did. Her closeness to Robert Baker, I understand, because she conspired with Robert Baker, she had to stay close to Robert Baker. She had to double down on her hand. But she played her hand the way she had to play it, but she was very unsubtle. It was the email of the instructions for the security system of the house, combined with her moves the day of, the day after, going to Vegas with Robert Baker, the life insurance proceeds. I think the combination of all these things did it. If you're a juror on this in this case, this is going to live with you for the rest of your life because of Monica's reaction after she heard the sentence. I'm not surprised. The jury got it right. But at the end of the day, she was the most unsubtle defendant in the history of unsubtle defendants. Her moves did her in.
Yeah, I want to make sure our viewers know, Michael, this is not a replay that we're showing right now. This is live in court. So this verdict has come down, and she is still talk about the lack of subtlety from Monica Sementilli, her emotions throughout this trial. During the testimony of witnesses on the stand, I mean, it was really compelling, a bit captivating just to see what she did during all of it. And now this reaction at the end, I'm wondering what she's thinking, maybe about the two daughters that she shared with Fabio Sementilli that she hoped would believe in her innocence.
What she's thinking right now, the storm of emotions going through a defendant's mind, because I've sat next to defendants when they were convicted, the storm of emotions comes down to what their life is going to look like going forward, and here's why. The day that the verdict is read, there's a psychological thing that happens with defendants where they ask themselves, what's behind door 2? If I get convicted, what does the rest of my life look like? If I'm acquitted, I get to walk out and see sunshine. She's in California. She has a life. If she were acquitted today, she could walk out after 8 years of being in jail, and her life would be completely different than what it ended up being, going through those doors. People don't know what it smells like in that jail, Julia. We're initiated. We've been in that. We've represented clients. We know, but it's musky. It stinks. It's gross. You have no power. You have no freedom. That's what was going through her mind. Obviously, her daughters as well. But at the end of the day, the storm of emotions, I think this is unrivaled by anything in human history in terms of what you feel like at this moment. I think some people have told me I would rather be executed. This is why you're on suicide watch when you get convicted, because you want to kill yourself. You want to end why would people want to kill themselves when they get convicted? It's because it's a terrible, terrible journey.
Well, it seems like it's finally taken its toll on her, and she may be showing, I don't know if they're real emotions or not, this convicted killer, but we will find out a little bit more about the scheduling. The judges on the bench. Let's head back in.
Judge, we have an evidentiary hearing on 24th. We have a evidentiary hearing on the 24th.
23rd, Your Honor, would be fine.
Yeah, the 23rd would be better. Is that what that does?
Better.
How's the 23rd?
Good.
Does that agree with you, ma'am? Now, can you present sentencing June 23, 2025, 8:30 a.m. in this court? Commence remand with us.
Yes. We told them.
So we rewound that a bit so that you could hear what was going on before Monica Sementilli was handcuffed. So now playing that out again, that confused look on the face of this defendant who is convicted of murder, conspiracy to commit murder of her husband, Fabio Sementilli. That scheduling for the sentencing, in case you couldn't hear it, June 23rd is when they will return to determine her sentence. Life without parole is the max that she can get for that first-degree murder charge. Michael Jafer still with us. Second-degree murder was on the table. They could have come back with the lesser, which would have given her 15 years to life. But, you know, her team did not focus on the lesser. They really went with she is completely innocent. Do you think that was a misstep on their part?
I mean, obviously, yes, in hindsight, they should have done things differently. In hindsight, she should have done things differently. She should have taken this. She should have testified. Things should have happened differently, obviously. But at the end of the day, I think what her team decided was, look, we have the axe man. These are lawyers, right? So they went to the same law schools that all of us went to. And I can't imagine myself being given this fact pattern and being told the axe man with nothing to gain is going to testify and saying he did it alone. Right. But he had an affair with your client, the defendant. I just can't imagine I would not be able to flip one juror. So I think what her defense team did was make the calculation that all we have to do is flip one juror. If we focus on the second-degree murder, if we focus on any of that, you still get to conspiracy to commit murder. You still get to that, right? And she's not a younger lady, right? She's still going to go to jail, presumably for the rest of her life, if we make a mistake. So what we have to do is we have to take this stance of righteous indignation. And he had a press conference before the trial, right, telling people the truthful testimony of Robert Baker will show you why my client didn't do anything. I think they focused on it. I think they had to focus on it. I think they had the instruction by their client to focus on it. And I'm stunned. I'm not shocked by the verdict. I expected this to happen after the weeks and weeks of testimony by all of his friends and family, his son, his sister, his employees, chief of staff. But at the end of the day, I think the defense made the decision to focus on Robert Baker and go out there and really hammer the state. And they did not know at the beginning of this trial that the state would spend weeks, and they had a witness list, but they did not know how many of those witnesses would testify. They did not know that they would be suffer. I called this case, the prosecution's case, the boa constrictor of prosecutions. It was a boa constrictor midway through the trial. When I thought I was midway through watching this trial, it was 3 weeks in, and I wasn't midway through. I thought it was midway through. I said, the boa constrictor is choking me. Right? It's getting tighter and tighter, and my head's going to pop off. And it just kept getting tighter and tighter until the boa constrictor just did her in. So I think the defense just wasn't ready for that. They just had Robert Baker, but that clearly was not enough to sway the jury.
All right, absolutely. Michael Jafer, thank you so much. And I will add this, I was an anchor in LA at the time when this crime was committed, and it was wall to wall. I mean, the victim in all of this is Fabio Sementilli, a very famous person in the LA community. I mean, the jurors knew about this case and the lead up to it. And I wonder what the celebrity factor was in all this.
What a road it's been for his family. This
Yes.
has been 8 years in the making. 2017 is when he was killed, and they have been waiting for this moment. Justice for Fabio Sementilli. We do have to get to a break. Thank you for sticking with us. We've got a lot of courtrooms that we're paying attention to, including deliberations still going on in the case against Linda Sturmer. We'll keep you updated there and get you back into our live trial after this.